Have you seen the absolute chaos unfolding in the trenches for our Chicago Bears right now? Jordan McFadden is officially back on the roster, and if you remember what he did during that playoff run, you know this is a massive deal. But with major names walking out the door and a glaring hole still staring us in the face at edge rusher, the real question is, what exactly is Ryan Poles plotting next? If you are bleeding navy and orange and want to stay ahead of every single Bears move, do me a favor and hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe right now. I mean, seriously, could this offseason get any more insane? We are watching the roster transform right before our eyes, and the latest news just broke. The front office officially brought back offensive lineman Jordan McFadden on a one-year deal. We are waiting on the exact contract details, but let's be real, it is almost certainly going to be the veteran minimum, or just a fraction above it. McFadden was a restricted free agent. If the team had placed a tender on him, we would be talking about a cap hit north of $3 million. Since there was zero announcement of a formal tender, it is a safe bet his new number is well under that mark. Let us truly appreciate the wild journey Jordan McFadden has had over the last 13 months. Right before free agency last year, the Los Angeles Chargers flat out cut him. The Bears claimed him off waivers, which felt like a minor transaction. But then, the man shows up to training camp and absolutely balls out. He followed that up with a phenomenal preseason. Yet, there simply was not a spot for him on the initial 53-man roster. The Bears tried to trade him, found no takers, and cut him. He cleared waivers entirely because no other team put in a claim. He lingered on our practice squad for half the season. Then, the inevitable injury bug bites. He gets elevated, and out of nowhere, he is thrust into the starting lineup during the biggest game of the year, that heart-stopping playoff clash against the Los Angeles Rams. When Ozzie Trapilo tragically went down, the coaching staff was forced to kick the All-Pro Joe Thuney out to left tackle. Who stepped into the interior? Jordan McFadden. For a guy who had been sitting on the couch, he played out of his mind. Out of 81 snaps against a ferocious Rams defensive front, he surrendered just 2 measly pressures. So yes, I am beyond thrilled that he is back in Chicago. He is the exact definition of quality depth. He brings incredible versatility to the offensive line room, capable of slotting in at both guard positions, and he even has experience playing out on the island at tackle if an absolute emergency strikes. When you look at the offensive line as a whole right now, the depth is starting to look legitimately reassuring. You have McFadden returning. You still have Luke Newman hanging around. You have this massive, looming battle at left tackle between Jedrick Wills and Braxton Jones. Whoever loses that camp battle instantly becomes one of the best swing tackles in the National Football League. You also have Theo Benedict waiting in the wings as another very solid rotational piece. Honestly, at this stage of the game, I am not even sure if Kieran Amagaji makes the final roster given the logjam. Now, I will be completely honest, the starting 5 might not be quite as dominant as it was last season. Going from a Pro Bowl caliber center like Drew Dalman down to Garrett Bradbury is undeniably a downgrade. There is no sugarcoating that. But what you sacrifice in high-end starting talent, the front office is trying to make up for in sheer depth. I applaud the philosophy of continuously investing in the trenches. Last year, aside from the left tackle position, this team was almost unnervingly lucky when it came to avoiding the injury bug. Darnell Wright missed just one single game. That level of durability is rare. Securing key reinforcements like McFadden is a massive sigh of relief. He still has to fight tooth and nail for his spot, but barring a shock, he is going to be on that final 53. Question of the day: are you completely panicked about the current state of our pass rush, or do you trust Ryan Poles to pull off an absolute miracle before the season starts? Get down in the comment section right now and let me know, because I need to see where Bears Nation stands on this. Let us look at the broader picture of this frantic free agency period. It has been incredibly busy for Chicago. We have checked off vital boxes and reshaped the roster. We desperately needed a center, so they secured Garrett Bradbury. They retained key special teams aces like Daniel Hardy and DeMarco Jackson. Keep an eye on Jackson, because he legitimately has the talent to push for a starting linebacker job in camp. We also needed rotational depth on the defensive interior, bringing in Neville Gallimore for a respectable inside pass rush. Then you have the secondary overhaul. Kobe Bryant comes in on a 3-year, $40 million deal to replace Kevin Byard. Bryant is a ridiculously versatile weapon. And I have to say, the Devin Bush signing is arguably one of the most brilliant value deals of the entire first wave of free agency. 3 years at $30 million is a total steal. We also got official word that veteran signal caller Case Keenum is returning, bringing stability to the quarterback room. And let us not forget the absolute bargain we have in Braxton Jones, who carries a cap hit of only $4.3 million. That left tackle competition with Jedrick Wills and Theo Benedict is going to be an absolute bloodbath. But we also have to talk about the heartbreaking reality of the NFL business. Saying goodbye to DJ Moore is a tough pill to swallow. Trading him along with a 5th-round pick to the Buffalo Bills for a 2nd-round pick completely alters the dynamic of this offense. We are also watching Olamide Zaccheaus walk out the door. Dominique Robinson is heading to the Houston Texans. The New York Giants swooped in and grabbed Tremaine Edmunds. Nahshon Wright is off to the Jets, Chris Williams packed for Atlanta, and Kevin Byard followed Mike Vrabel to the New England Patriots. We also lost Durham Smythe to the Baltimore Ravens. It is a ton of turnover, which naturally leads us to the most agonizing question of all: what on earth is coming next? They shored up the linebacking core with Bush and Jackson. They addressed the secondary with Bryant. We probably need another safety, but that is almost guaranteed to be addressed in the draft. The glaring, flashing red light right now is the edge rusher position. Neville Gallimore adds juice inside, but on the edge, we are starving. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the Maxx Crosby dream is completely dead. The Las Vegas Raiders could technically still shock the world, but all whispers suggest he has bought back in with their new regime. That pipe dream has officially fizzled out. So where does that leave us? We are crossing our fingers and praying that Austin Booker takes a monumental leap forward. We are praying that Dale Odiingbo and Shamar Turner can get fully healthy and become absolute game wreckers. But hope is not a strategy. You need terrifying dudes who can put the opposing quarterback in the dirt. I fully expect them to draft a young pass rusher, but they cannot stop there. They have to explore the remaining veteran free agents. Cameron Jordan is shockingly still available. Bradley Chubb signed with the Buffalo Bills, but you still have Jadeveon Clowney lingering. You have Joey Bosa sitting at home waiting for the right phone call. Al-Quadin Muhammad is out there as well. And what about the safety spot? Do they scrape the bottom of the barrel for a budget signing? Jaquan Brisker is still completely unemployed. How far does his asking price have to plummet before the front office swallows their pride and brings him back into the building? Every single rumor insists that a reunion is completely off the table. But what if his market totally craters? What if he is suddenly willing to sign for $3 or $4 million a year? We just watched Jalen Hawkins secure a deal for only $5 million annually. It is very possible that Brisker gets totally squeezed out of the big money. I am absolutely fascinated to see how Ryan Poles navigates these final turbulent waters. I do not anticipate another massive, jaw-dropping free agent signing unless it comes via a blockbuster trade. And make no mistake, a trade is very much in the cards. It was frustrating to miss out on Osa Odigizua before he landed with the San Francisco 49ers, but the front office is working the phones. Ryan Poles steps up to the podium this afternoon, and every single word he says will be scrutinized. Do not take your eyes off this roster. We will break it all down the second news drops. Stay glued to the updates, because this wild ride is far from finished.